We want to start tonight with something we normally wouldn't give this much attention without better confirmation. Because right now, most of what we have is scattered listener messages, some unusual scanner traffic, and a whole lot of rumors. Something appears to be happening near the warehouse district, around an industrial storage facility, but nobody has given us a clear explanation yet.
And I want to emphasize that word, appears, because social media is already filling in the blanks with some pretty wild stories. We've seen posts claiming there was an explosion. Other people are saying workers were exposed to some kind of chemical. And one person is claiming people are fighting outside the facility. None of that has been officially confirmed.
The first message we got just said, something weird going on near the warehouse district, cops everywhere. That could mean almost anything in New York. But then we started hearing emergency units being redirected toward the same area, and the scanner traffic used a phrase that caught our attention: chemical disturbance.
That's an odd way to describe it, and we haven't heard what chemical they're talking about, how serious the exposure might be, or whether anybody outside that facility is actually in danger. So if you're listening from that area, don't go walking toward the police activity just because you want to know what happened.
We've got somebody on the line who says she was close to one of the loading docks before police started pushing people back. We're not going to speculate about what she saw, but we do want to hear exactly what happened from her perspective.
I was leaving work maybe 20 minutes ago, and there was a man near the loading area who looked completely out of his mind. At first I thought he was drunk because he kept stumbling, stopping, and then moving again, but there was something really wrong about the way he was acting. People were asking him if he needed help, and he wasn't answering them normally.
When you say he wasn't answering normally, was he unconscious, confused, yelling, or maybe having trouble speaking? I'm asking because if this actually is some kind of chemical exposure, disorientation could explain a lot of what you're describing.
He was making sounds like he was trying to say something, but I couldn't understand him. One of the workers walked closer, and that man suddenly reached for him really aggressively. The worker jumped back, another guy started yelling, and then everybody around me started moving away because nobody understood what was wrong with him.
You made the right decision getting away from there. If there really is a chemical problem, nobody listening should assume that standing nearby is safe just because they don't see smoke or flames. Did you notice emergency crews arriving before you left?
Yeah, and that's actually what scared me enough to leave. There was a really strong chemical smell around that building, and I saw people wearing protective masks near one entrance. I'm several blocks away now, but there are way more sirens going toward that area than when I first drove out.
Stay where you are and don't go back to investigate. If you start feeling sick, dizzy, confused, or anything unusual, contact emergency services and tell them you were near that facility. For now, distance is probably the smartest thing you can give yourself. That account doesn't prove anything beyond somebody behaving strangely near what appears to be a chemical incident, and I want to be careful about that. We are not going to turn one frightened witness into some giant theory, especially when emergency crews themselves haven't explained what happened.
Except the messages keep coming in. I've got one here saying, workers at chemical facility are acting insane, and nobody can stop them. Another says police are moving civilians away from a storage building, and somebody else claims an ambulance crew was called after some kind of attack near a loading dock.
And that phrase, nobody can stop them, is exactly the kind of wording that gets exaggerated online. It could mean security guards struggled with one agitated person. It does not automatically mean something impossible is happening. So everybody needs to keep their head tonight.
We just got another scanner update. Additional medical units are being requested, and one responding unit was told not to approach part of the facility without protective equipment. That still fits a chemical accident, but they're definitely treating something there seriously.
We have another person calling from a different borough, and that matters because we don't know whether what he heard has anything to do with this. Jenny, go ahead.
I honestly don't know if this is connected, but maybe 10 minutes ago I heard screaming from somewhere a few blocks away. It started with one person, and then suddenly there were several voices, then sirens, then this loud crash. I'm inside my apartment, so I can't tell you exactly what happened.
You don't need to go outside to find out.
tell me what you could hear from where you were. Because even if this ends up being unrelated, emergency crews clearly seem busy tonight, and we don't want people putting themselves in danger just to get a closer look.
The weird part is somebody kept yelling something over and over. I couldn't make out the word. At first I thought maybe somebody was yelling a person's name, but it sounded wrong. Almost like the same word stretched out every time. Then everybody else started screaming, and I heard the sirens getting closer.
Stay inside unless authorities tell you otherwise. And don't assume that because you hear a commotion, you need to become part of it. If you get a clear emergency alert, or you actually learn what happened, you can call us back. But right now, staying put sounds like the better choice.
Yeah, I'm definitely not going down there. The street sounded normal maybe half an hour ago, and now there are sirens in 2 directions. Whatever it is, people outside sound scared. And that's enough reason for me to keep the door locked.
Good. Keep it that way for now.
2 different areas, 2 strange reports, but we still do not have enough to connect them. What does concern me is the amount of scanner traffic coming out of that first industrial area. It has increased noticeably in the last few minutes.
And the call board is climbing too. We're getting more people asking about police activity, strange behavior, ambulances, and what several listeners are calling a chemical facility. We're holding off on repeating the more extreme claims because we simply cannot verify them yet.
That's the right thing to do. For anybody just joining us, there are unconfirmed reports of some kind of chemical disturbance near an industrial storage location. Police and medical units are responding. Beyond that, there is no confirmed reason tonight for people across the city to panic.
Michael, scanner just picked up again. More units. A lot more.
Yeah, I'm hearing it. We've been watching the call board for the last hour, and I don't remember seeing this kind of volume at this time of night for something authorities are still describing like a routine chemical situation. Calls are coming from several neighborhoods now, and we've also received the first report of another possible spill at a separate location.
That second location is what changes the conversation a little. We're still not saying there's some giant connection, but we now have 2 places where listeners are reporting chemical response crews and people behaving violently or strangely. We've also heard the word trioxin mentioned in connection with the latest scanner traffic, although we don't yet know what that means.
It could be a product name, some industrial compound, a shipment label, almost anything. Nobody should hear one unfamiliar word and immediately decide it explains the whole night. What we need are people actually dealing with the situation, and we have somebody from an emergency room on the line now.
I'm a nurse, and we've received 3 patients who were brought in from near the first spill site. I can't give private medical details, but I can tell you all 3 are extremely agitated, and whatever happened to them is not behaving like anything we normally deal with after a workplace exposure.
Without getting into anything confidential, what makes their condition unusual? Is it confusion, aggression, breathing trouble, pain, or something else that made you feel like this was worth calling a radio station in the middle of your shift?
They're incredibly strong for people who should be exhausted. One of them had already been given medication to calm him down, and it barely changed his behavior. He kept fighting restraints, kept trying to get toward people, and he was making this repetitive sound like he was trying to say the same thing over and over.
Could that still be some kind of neurological reaction to whatever chemical they were exposed to? I'm not trying to minimize what you're seeing, but an industrial solvent or toxin could potentially cause confusion, panic, aggression, all kinds of abnormal behavior.
Maybe, but everybody here is confused because the normal things we're trying aren't producing normal reactions. These patients should be slowing down. They should be exhausted. Instead, they keep pulling, fighting, reaching. And one of them looked directly at me like he understood where I was standing, even while he was barely speaking.
Are hospital staff being told what these patients were exposed to?
Not clearly. We're getting partial information, and that's part of why people here are nervous. We know they came from around the chemical incident. We know emergency crews use protective equipment, but nobody has given us a straightforward explanation of what substance we're supposed to be dealing with.
Protect yourself first. Whatever this turns out to be, hospital staff are going to be at the front of it before most of us understand what's happening.
That lines up with some of the texts we're receiving. People are talking about affected individuals being unusually strong, not reacting normally to pain, and continuing to struggle after several people try to restrain them. Again, those are listener reports, not verified medical conclusions.
But the pattern is becoming harder to ignore. First, we heard about one man stumbling around a loading dock. Now we've got multiple patients from that same area showing similar behavior, plus a second location associated with another reported spill.
I've got a male caller who works security near the second area. He says he had direct contact with one of these people.
I tried to stop this guy because he was going after another worker. I grabbed him, he threw me off, so I hit him. I hit him hard enough that anybody would react. He didn't. He just turned his head, looked at me, and came right back like nothing happened.
Were you able to tell whether he was intoxicated or injured? The reason I'm asking is because we've heard people online comparing this to drugs, chemical exposure, even some kind of mass panic, and right now we don't have enough solid information to know which explanation makes sense.
I've dealt with drunk people, high people, angry people. This wasn't like that. His face looked wrong. He was stumbling one second and then suddenly moving hard the next. And when we tried holding him down, he kept pulling himself toward us like he didn't care what happened to his body.
Did he say anything to you?
That's another weird part. He kept repeating something. I couldn't understand it because his voice sounded messed up, but it was definitely a word. Same sound again and again. One of the other guys thought he heard it too, but none of us could figure out what he was saying.
And emergency services are there now?
Yeah, but there's more activity down the block too. That's why I called. It doesn't look like just one sick guy anymore. Whatever spilled here, people are acting like it spread farther than they expected.
Get away from anybody behaving like that and follow whatever instructions responders give you. Don't keep testing whether pain slows them down.
I want to address something that keeps appearing in messages. Why aren't they going down? Why won't they stop? Those are frightening questions. But we still have reasonable explanations available. Chemical exposure can cause extremely abnormal behavior, and panic can make every witness description sound worse than it is.
Maybe, but 911 lines are now reportedly jammed in 2 districts. People are saying calls aren't connecting or they're being placed on hold for long periods. And that's usually what happens when hundreds of people start reporting something at the same time.
Which is also why people should stop calling 911 just to ask what's happening. Emergency lines are for emergencies. If you're safe, stay safe. Don't overload dispatch because somebody posted a strange video.
Michael.
What?
Scanner just mentioned another spill location.
A third one?
That's what it sounds like.
Okay, that's 3. We're staying on this tonight because the call volume has become unprecedented for this show, and the information has changed significantly since we first mentioned one strange incident near a warehouse. We now have reports connecting 4 separate locations to what responders are referring to as trioxin-related incidents.
And we need to be careful with the word confirmed. We are hearing enough matching scanner traffic to say multiple locations are involved, but we still don't have a clear official explanation of what trioxin is doing to people or how these incidents happened in different places.
We have a woman on the line whose husband was apparently near the second spill location earlier tonight. He made it home, and she says his condition has gotten worse.
He came through the door maybe 40 minutes ago, and I knew immediately something was wrong. He wouldn't answer me normally. I kept asking what happened, whether he needed a hospital, but he just made these noises and kept walking toward me like he was focused on something.
Are you separated from him right now? Before anything else, I need to know that you are behind a locked door or somewhere he cannot reach you if he becomes aggressive.
I locked myself in the bedroom. He's in the hallway. He keeps hitting the door, then stopping, then moving around, then coming back. Michael, he knows I'm in here. He's not wandering around confused. He keeps coming back to this exact door.
Do not open it. Whatever is happening to him, you cannot help him by putting yourself within reach if he's acting violently. Have you contacted emergency services?
I tried. I couldn't get through.
He keeps making that sound people are talking about online. I still can't understand it clearly, but now I'm starting to think it's the same word every time. He sounds like he's trying to force it out. Stay on the opposite side of the room, keep the door locked, and if you can safely move something heavy in front of it without putting yourself in danger, do that. Do not try to physically restrain him yourself. He's my husband. 2 hours ago he was normal. I don't understand how somebody walks into a chemical spill and comes home like this. I know. But right now, protecting yourself gives both of you the best chance of getting through whatever this is.
That's the first account we've had where one of these affected people apparently left the original area and made it all the way home. If that account is accurate, then whatever responders are containing at those spill locations may already be outside the immediate perimeter.
There's something else circulating now that I almost don't want to repeat because it sounds so extreme. People online are claiming victims who were badly hurt during these attacks are getting back up afterward. We cannot verify that, and panic creates terrible misinformation.
We do have a police officer calling, though. He says he encountered one of the affected individuals directly.
We had a subject charging people and refusing commands. We tried verbal instructions first. Nothing. I deployed my taser, got a clean connection, full cycle. He dropped for maybe a second, then started moving again, like it barely mattered.
You're saying the taser worked physically enough to bring him down, but it didn't stop the behavior?
Exactly. That doesn't happen like this. We hit him again. He kept moving. He was injured already, and he still kept coming. I don't want people listening to misunderstand me. I'm not saying he was invincible. I'm saying his body was not reacting the way a human body should react.
Are officers being told these incidents are all connected to trioxin?
We're getting fragments. Chemical exposure, aggressive individuals, keep civilians away, use protective gear where available. Nobody is telling us why people are getting back up after injuries that should put them down.
You just said getting back up.
I know what I said.
Are you talking about people who lost consciousness? Or are you saying something else?
I'm saying I saw somebody on the ground who everyone around me thought was finished, and then he moved again. I'm not calling it anything. I'm telling you what I saw.
Get yourself somewhere safe. We appreciate you calling.
I want everybody to understand how carefully we have to handle that. One frightened person saying someone came back is not the same thing as medical confirmation of death. We are not going to leap from confusion to something impossible because the night is getting scary.
Except we're now getting that same word from multiple locations.
Which word?
The one people couldn't understand earlier. Several listeners are spelling it the same way now. They think these affected people are saying brains.
That doesn't make sense.
I know.
It could be a vocal tic. It could be people hearing what they expect to hear after somebody posts it online. Once a rumor starts, everybody suddenly thinks they heard the same thing.
Maybe, but now it's coming from people who say they never saw the earlier posts.
We also have a correspondent near the first location saying police are still heavily deployed, the street is chaotic, and officers do not appear to have complete control of the situation. We lost the line after screaming broke out nearby.
4 trioxin incidents. People attacking strangers. People not reacting to pain. The same strange word being repeated. And now multiple claims that people who should not be moving are moving.
I don't know what this is anymore, but I'm starting to agree with one thing.
What?
This isn't just a chemical spill. We've contacted every official source we can reach, and the answer remains almost identical. Chemical exposure incidents, investigation ongoing, public should avoid affected areas. Nobody is explaining the behavior witnesses are describing, and nobody is addressing the reports that some victims are getting back up after being declared dead.
That silence is becoming part of the story now. If those claims are false, somebody needs to say they're false. If they're true, people need to know what they're dealing with. Because listeners are calling us from apartments, hospitals, streets, and emergency scenes asking questions we cannot answer.
We have a paramedic on the line who was sent to the 3rd spill area. We arrived after several attacks had already happened. There were injured people everywhere. Police trying to move civilians back. And we started doing what we always do. We assessed people. We treated the ones we could. And then one of the patients we had already declared dead started moving.
I need you to be extremely precise right now. When you say declared dead, you mean your team had actually determined that person had no signs of life, not that they were unconscious or badly injured.
That's exactly what I mean. We checked. And then later he moved, grabbed one of the responders and started trying to pull himself toward him. I know how this sounds. I've spent my career around death. I know the difference between somebody waking up and what happened tonight.
And you're saying he came back?
I'm saying he was dead, and then he wasn't staying still.
What did he do after he started moving?
He talked.
He talked?
Not normally, but he said a word. Clear enough that everybody around him heard it. What word? Brains!
Okay.
You need to tell people to stay away from them. People keep thinking they can help. And then they get close.
We're telling them now. Get yourself somewhere protected.
I don't even know how to frame that responsibly. A trained paramedic just told us that someone declared dead, moved again, and spoke. That is not a sentence I ever expected to say on this program.
All right. Quick pause before we get back into the story.
Yeah, and honestly, we just wanted to say thank you. Seriously, every single person listening right now helps keep Red Zone Radio alive.
These stories take a crazy amount of time to make, and because of YouTube policies, sometimes we can't even tell the stories the way we really want to.
So that's kind of why we made our Patreon. Over there, we upload uncensored, ad-free, full-length stories way more often. No cuts, no holding back, just the raw apocalypse and outbreak content you came here for.
If you're the type who likes putting headphones on late at night and getting completely lost in another world for hours, that's really what Patreon is built for.
And members also get early access to upcoming videos before they hit YouTube. Plus, people in the community can suggest story ideas that could actually become future episodes.
We'll still keep dropping free stories here every week, no matter what. That's not changing.
So, if you've ever wished these stories were longer, darker, more raw, and completely uninterrupted, that's exactly what's waiting on Patreon. So, link is down below.
All right, radio's back on.
We have another caller barricaded in an apartment. She says she watched one of these incidents from above.
There was a man in the street who had been hurt really badly. I'm not going to describe it, but there is no way he should have been standing. He was down for a while, then he pushed himself up and started chasing another man.
You're behind a locked door right now?
Yes, I'm not leaving. There are people outside screaming, and every few minutes I hear what sounds like gunshots. But the same people keep moving. That's what I don't understand. They keep getting hit and they keep coming.
Do not go outside. Do not approach anyone behaving strangely. And do not assume that because someone appears injured, they're safe to get close to. Until we understand this better, distance matters.
Somebody downstairs kept yelling, "They're indestructible!" He was screaming it over and over. Then I heard more shots, and after that I heard that other word. The same word everybody is talking about. Brains!
Stay away from the windows if being near them exposes you. Keep your door secured and conserve your phone battery. We don't know how long emergency services are going to remain reachable at normal capacity.
He should have been dead, Michael. He should have been dead.
I hear you.
We just received a listener message I want to read exactly because this adds another piece we haven't really talked about. My brother is one of them. He was bitten an hour ago. He's still alive, but he's not okay. He keeps saying he's hungry, he's scared, and he knows something is wrong with him. What do I do?
So this person is still conscious.
That's what the message says.
If that report is real, then whatever happens after someone is attacked may not be immediate. They may know something is happening to them.
That might be worse.
We finally have an official public statement coming through. Authorities are urging calm and referring to what they call multiple chemical exposure incidents. They are telling people to avoid affected areas and follow emergency instructions.
Nothing about the attacks.
No.
Nothing about people being declared dead.
No.
Nothing about brains.
Not one word. I want to be straight with everybody listening. What we're hearing tonight is unlike anything we've ever covered, and pretending otherwise would be irresponsible. We still do not have a complete explanation, but we have too many independent accounts describing the same impossible behavior to dismiss all of it as panic.
And something has changed in the reports. Earlier, witnesses described confused, violent people who seemed unable to respond normally to pain. Now callers are saying these things aren't simply wandering around. They're watching people, following them, and in at least one case, apparently working together.
We have a college student hiding inside a campus building. She says several of these people are outside.
There are at least 3 of them near the entrance. At first we thought they were just trying to get inside, but then one stayed near the door while the others moved away where we couldn't see them. Somebody inside almost opened another exit, and that's when the others suddenly appeared there.
You believe they were waiting for someone to try another way out?
Yes, that's exactly what it looked like. They weren't randomly wandering. One kept our attention at the front while the others moved around the building. Then one picked up a fire extinguisher and used it to smash at a window.
It deliberately picked up an object and used it to try to get inside?
Yes, Michael, they're thinking. I know that sounds crazy, but they're working as a group. They were setting a trap. I don't know what else to call it.
Do not move toward any exit just because the area outside suddenly goes quiet. Stay with other people if you safely can, secure every entrance you have access to, and assume they may understand more about what you're thinking an hour ago.
We can hear them outside now. One of them keeps yelling, brains, and the others keep moving around the building. Nobody here knows what to do.
Stay hidden. Stay quiet. Do not give them a reason to know exactly where you are.
That changes everything. If these things can cooperate, use objects, and wait for somebody to make a mistake, then people cannot treat them like confused patients anymore.
We also need to talk about the people who have been bitten, because those reports are becoming more consistent. They are not simply collapsing and changing instantly. Some remain awake, aware, and terrified for hours.
I have a man on the line whose wife was bitten earlier tonight.
She's still here with me. She can talk. She knows who I am. That's what's killing me. She keeps telling me she's hungry, but when I brought her food, she started crying and said that wasn't what she meant.
Has she been able to explain what she is feeling, or whether the hunger is getting stronger? I know this is difficult, but what you tell us may help other people understand what is happening to someone after they've been attacked.
She says she feels cold. She says her body feels wrong, like things are slowing down inside her. But she's completely aware. She keeps begging me not to let her become one of those things outside. She keeps saying, I'm still me. I'm still me. And then a minute later, she starts talking about being hungry again.
Is she becoming aggressive toward you?
Not yet. That's what scares me. She knows what's coming. She keeps looking at me and then looking away like she's afraid of what she might want. I don't know how to help her because everything people are trying against the ones who changed isn't working.
Keep distance between you if her behavior changes, even if that feels impossible emotionally. You can care about her and still protect yourself. If she is still herself enough to understand what's happening, she may want you to stay safe too.
She already told me that.
Then listen to her while she can still tell you.
I don't think there's any easy way to hew that. Somebody can be bitten, remain conscious, understand what is happening, and apparently feel this hunger building while they are still themselves.
And if they eventually become what we're hearing outside, they may still retain enough intelligence to talk, use tools, and plan.
Which leaves the question everyone keeps asking us. If they cannot be stopped normally, what are people supposed to do?
We have a firefighter calling from one of the affected areas. He says his crew tried something people online have been suggesting for the last hour.
We thought heat might stop them? We had one coming toward us, and there was already fire involved at the scene. Everybody assumed that would be the end of it. It wasn't.
When you say it didn't stop the individual, do you mean they continued moving even after being badly burned?
That's exactly what I mean. A burning one kept coming. People started running because nobody could believe what they were seeing. We had already heard gunfire nearby, and now we were watching fire fail too.
So the things people normally assume would stop a human body are not giving responders a reliable way to stop these attackers? That's what I'm telling you. Everybody keeps asking, what kills them?
We don't know. We're trying things because we have no protocol for this.
Get yourself and your crew out if the area can't be controlled. We need first responders alive more than we need anybody proving another method doesn't work.
We're moving now. But tell people this. If they see one down, don't assume it's done. Understood. We're also hearing brains clearly through some of these phone lines now. Not from one location. Several. That sound that callers struggled to identify early tonight is no longer vague.
And social media is filling with evacuation suggestions. People near the known spill locations are already leaving on their own, even though we don't have a citywide evacuation order.
I am not telling the entire city to get in a car and create gridlock. But if you are immediately near one of these known trioxin incident zones, and you have a safe way to put distance between yourself and that area, you need to take the situation seriously. Hold on. We have an incoming line that our producer says is unusual. The person claims to be connected to the government response. We have not verified that identity. Put it through. You're live. Who are we speaking with, and what can you tell us about what's happening tonight?
The line dropped.
Try to get it back.
We're trying.
All they said was one word.
Trioxin.
And right now, that may be the only word everyone involved seems afraid to explain.
We have spent the last several minutes trying to reconnect that line, and so far, we have nothing. The person claimed to be connected to the government response, got through to us, said one word, trioxin, and disappeared. We cannot verify who that person was, but that word now matches what we've heard connected to several of tonight's spill locations.
We've been trying to find anything we can about the name without pretending we suddenly understand it. And what we're seeing are scattered references describing trioxin as some kind of military or chemical compound. That does not tell us what exactly was released tonight, how it affects people, or why the apparent dead aren't staying dead.
And while we were trying to sort that out, the situation outside changed again. Official evacuation orders are now being issued for areas surrounding all 4 known spill locations. If you are inside one of those zones, follow the actual emergency instructions being sent to your phone or communicated by authorities. Do not rely on rumors.
The roads are already becoming a problem. We're receiving reports of cars barely moving, people abandoning vehicles, people trying to get to bridges and tunnels all at the same time, and transit stations filling up with people who don't know exactly where they're supposed to go.
We have a woman calling from one of those evacuation lines right now.
I've barely moved in 20 minutes. Everybody's trying to get out at once. Cars are blocking each other. People are honking. Some are getting out and running. I don't even know if staying in the car is safer anymore because I can see people moving between the stopped vehicles farther back.
Are those people evacuating on foot, or are you talking about the affected individuals we've been hearing about?
I don't know. That's the problem.
Some of them are running like normal people, others are moving strangely, and every time somebody screams, everyone around them starts pushing forward. I saw a man fall between two cars, then people started running away from that spot.
Keep your doors locked. If traffic starts moving, move with it, but don't drive onto sidewalks or create another danger trying to escape. If people around your vehicle are behaving aggressively, stay inside unless remaining there becomes more dangerous.
Something else. I saw one standing beside the highway barrier. It looked hurt, really hurt, and it should not have been upright. It was just watching the cars. Then it started walking alongside them like it was looking inside.
Don't draw its attention. Keep the doors locked and stay as calm as you can.
Michael, it wasn't just wandering, it was looking at people.
I understand. Stay focused on getting yourself out of that area safely.
That word keeps appearing tonight. Watching. Earlier we heard about them working around a campus building. Now we're hearing that they may be paying attention to individual people inside vehicles.
We have another caller who says one of these things actually spoke to her in a full sentence.
I was trying to get away from my building because there was screaming downstairs. I heard someone on the other side of a hallway door say, "Come closer." It sounded almost normal at first, like somebody needed help.
You're certain those were clear words?
Yes! That's why I almost opened it. Then it said it again, but the voice changed. There was this dragging sound behind the door, and then I heard that word, brains. I ran the other way.
That is extremely important. People listening need to understand something we didn't understand, even an hour ago. A voice calling for help may not automatically mean the person on the other side is safe to approach.
It knew what to say to make me come closer. That's what I can't get out of my head. It wasn't random noise, it was trying to make me open the door.
You didn't open it. That matters. Stay somewhere secure and do not respond to voices unless you can verify who is speaking without exposing yourself.
We are now getting multiple messages from people dealing with loved ones who were bitten earlier tonight, and the descriptions are becoming disturbingly similar. Confusion first, then coldness, then hunger. And they're still aware while it's happening.
We have a man on the line dealing with exactly that kind of situation with his father.
He changed maybe 20 minutes ago. Before that, he was talking to me. He knew who I was. He kept saying he was hungry and asking me to get away from him because he was scared he might hurt me. Then something changed and he came after me.
You're separated from him right now?
Yes. I locked him in another room, but he keeps getting up. I've tried everything I could think of. He won't die. I don't know how else to say it. He just keeps getting up.
Do not keep going back into that room to test another way of stopping him. If the things people have tried tonight are failing, every attempt puts you at more risk.
But he's my father. An hour ago he was asking me to help him. And now I can hear him in there saying things. Sometimes he says brains. Sometimes I swear he says my name.
Then stay away from that door.
What do I do if he gets out?
You leave if you have a safe route. You protect yourself. I wish I had something better to tell you.
He's indestructible. I tried everything. I can't help him anymore.
Then stop trying to fight him and give yourself distance. I'm sorry. Give me a second.
Just take it. For anyone listening, the videos and posts appearing online now are showing the same patterns our callers have described. The dead speaking, moving with purpose, grouping together. We still cannot authenticate every clip, but there are too many independent reports to pretend this is ordinary panic.
The producer just handed you something.
Yeah.
What does it say?
2 words. Lower floors.
What about them?
Staff are hearing something downstairs. We're staying on air. Calls are beginning to drop more often now. Some of you are getting through for a few seconds and disappearing. Others are telling us texts are taking minutes to send. If you're trying to reach family, keep messages short. Tell them where you are, whether you're safe, and what you need.
We also have confirmation of military deployment in parts of Manhattan. But the people calling from around checkpoints are saying the same thing we've been hearing from police, paramedics, and firefighters all night. Nobody appears prepared for what these things can survive.
Hey, can we pause for just a second?
Yeah, just real quick. First, if you're still here with us, seriously, thank you. That means a lot. You could be anywhere right now, and the fact that you choose to spend your time inside these stories with us, we don't take that lightly.
Exactly. A lot of time, work, and honestly, a lot of heart goes into building these worlds for you. Every outbreak, every collapse, every late-night transmission.
And because of how these stories are made, sometimes we can't always go as far as we want to here.
That's why we created our Patreon. It's where we upload our full, uncut, ad-free stories. The raw versions, exactly the way we originally imagined them.
If you love getting lost in these long realism stories, the kind that let you escape reality for a while and disappear into another world, that's really what Patreon is built for.
Members also get early access to upcoming episodes. And honestly, one of our favorite parts, you can suggest story ideas. And some of those ideas end up becoming future broadcasts.
No pressure at all. We're just grateful you're here, listening.
All right, radio back on.
We have a doctor calling from an overwhelmed hospital.
We cannot contain this anymore. We've got people who were bitten hours ago, and they don't simply die and wake back up. Some of them remain completely lucid while their bodies are failing. They know their pulse is changing. They know they're getting colder. They know the hunger is getting worse.
And when they reach the point where they become violent, are you seeing any treatment slow or reverse it?
No. Nothing we've tried medically has stopped what comes next. Sedation doesn't solve it. Restraints fail. People who should not physically have the strength to move keep fighting. And once they reach that final stage, we cannot manage them like normal patients.
Are the staff still able to operate the hospital?
Barely. Some floors are locked. People are screaming for family members we can't let them see. Staff are leaving because they're terrified. Others refuse to leave patients. Nobody knows the right decision anymore.
Protect yourself. You cannot help anyone if you become another patient.
The worst part is they know. Before they change, some of them know exactly what they're becoming.
Thank you for telling us.
I have a mail caller who says he's near one of the affected blocks. He wants us to hear something.
I'm by a window, but I'm not right against it. Just listen for a second. We're listening. Hear that? I hear shouting. Listen again. Brains. There are a lot of them. That's not one person. They're all over the street.
Move away from the window.
I am. I just wanted people to hear it because some of my friends still think this is exaggerated.
They heard it. Now get away from the glass and stay hidden.
Okay.
I'm going to say something I have avoided saying all night because it sounded ridiculous every time the word appeared online.
Go ahead.
Zombies.
I don't know what else people expect us to call dead people who get back up, attack the living, ask for brains, and keep moving after things that should stop them.
I don't know what else people expect us to call dead people who get back up, attack the living, ask for brains, and keep moving after things that should stop them.
I'm not correcting you.
That's somehow worse.
We have another caller who says the things chasing him didn't just follow.
They coordinated.
I've been moving since this started. I thought if I stayed off the main roads, I'd be okay. But they cornered me behind a row of buildings. One stayed where I could see him. I kept watching that one. Then I heard movement behind me.
You think the first one was distracting you?
I know he was. When I turned, two others were coming around the other side. They flanked me. I got through a service gate before they closed the distance.
That's the same kind of behavior the college student described earlier. One holding attention while others reposition.
There's more. A little later, I heard somebody behind a locked door saying, "Please help me. I'm scared." Calm voice, completely normal. I almost opened it.
What stopped you?
It said the exact same sentence twice. Same words, same tone. Then I heard something scraping behind it, and another voice whispered, "Brains." They're pretending to be people.
Do not trust a voice alone. Keep moving only if you have a safer destination, and never open a barrier just because something sounds human.
That's what I'm doing.
We just received confirmation that 2 members of our own staff who went down to get supplies have not returned.
How long?
Longer than they should have been gone.
And the noise downstairs?
Still there.
Lights just dipped.
Power fluctuation. Backup systems coming online.
Great.
We stay on. I don't have a professional way to say this anymore. This is real. Whatever trioxin is, whatever happened at those spill sites, it has moved beyond them. There is no clean perimeter now. Reports are coming from neighborhoods, tunnels, bridges, roads outside the original zones, and people are still trying to reach us because they don't know who else is listening.
So if you're hearing us, we're still here too. We're going to keep taking calls while the lines work.
We have someone returning from earlier tonight. She has been listening since the first hours. My partner turned. Are you safe from him? I barricaded him in another room. I had to. Before he changed, he kept telling me to leave him, but I couldn't do it. Now he's in there, and sometimes he says that word. Other times he says my name. Do not open that room, even if he sounds like himself. We've now heard several reports of them using familiar words and calm voices to get people closer.
That's the problem. He knows exactly what to say. He just said, "It's me. Open the door." Same voice I've heard every day for years.
And you know what happened before that.
I do.
Hold on to that. The voice does not make the situation safe.
I hate this.
I know.
I have a man calling who says he has been bitten and believes he's changing now.
I don't know how much time I've got before I stop being me. I'm still thinking clearly. I know where I am. I know my name. But I'm so cold, Jenny, and I keep getting hungrier.
Is there anyone with you?
No. I made them leave. I didn't want them around me when it got worse.
That may have protected them.
Can you tell my family where I am if they hear this? I know you don't know them. I want them to know I tried to stay away from people.
Say what you want them to hear. If they're listening, they'll hear you.
Tell them I love them. Tell them I was still me when I said it. And if I call them later, if I sound normal, they shouldn't come.
They heard you.
The hunger's getting worse.
Stay where you are. Keep everyone away.
I'm scared.
I know.
Jenny, I think...
Hello? Hello?
Line's gone.
I know.
We've got another female caller. A mother with her teenage son.
He was bitten earlier. He's still talking to me. He knows I'm his mom. But he keeps asking me what's going to happen.
How is he right now?
Cold. Very tired. He says he's hungry but doesn't want food. He keeps asking me if it's going to hurt.
He knows what's happening to him because we've been listening to you all night.
You don't have to pretend you know something you don't. Stay honest with him. Keep yourself protected, but let him hear your voice while he can still understand you.
He keeps saying, Mom, don't let me hurt you.
Then listen to what he's asking. He's trying to protect you.
How am I supposed to walk away from my kid?
I don't have an answer that makes that feel possible.
Neither do I.
We have a police officer's message coming through after his call dropped. He says his unit fell apart when they ran out of ways to stop the things coming toward them. His exact words were, "We emptied everything. They just won't die."
I'm looking at listener text now. Tell my sister I'm okay. If my parents hear this, I love you. We're hiding in a basement. Please tell people the bridge is blocked. My husband never made it home. Keep reading. We can hear your station. Don't go off.
Security just called up.
What?
There was movement on the floors below us.
Something has entered the lower levels of this building. We don't know how many, and we don't know exactly where they are. We have secured the immediate studio area as best we can, and we are staying at the microphones while the signal is still live.
If you hear noise behind us, that's not part of the broadcast. We're not going to pretend it isn't happening.
We have one of the earliest callers from tonight back on the line.
I made it.
I remember your voice. You were near the loading docks.
Yeah. I was the one who told you about the man stumbling around. Back then I thought he was sick or high. I almost stayed to watch.
You left. That decision probably saved you.
I've been listening ever since. Every hour it got worse, and I kept thinking about how normal everything looked when I first called you.
Where are you now?
Somewhere secure for the moment. I'm not giving the location because I don't know who might be listening anymore.
That's smart.
I just wanted to call back because if you're still there after all this, I wanted you to know somebody from the beginning is still here too.
I'm glad you called.
Stay on as long as you can.
That's the plan.
We've got another report that sounds ridiculous until you remember everything else tonight. Someone says these things are using elevators.
Read it.
We heard the elevator ding on our floor. Nobody in our apartment called it. Then screaming started in the hall. That is one message. We have another saying they watched one of the dead press buttons inside an elevator.
If they understand doors, tools, voices, elevators, then buildings are not automatically safer just because you're above street level.
I'm reading a survivor thread that's been updating for about 20 minutes. They were coordinating routes around blocked streets and marking buildings they believed were safe.
Still active?
Last post says, they found the stairwell. Don't use... And it ends there. Nothing after that.
We have a man identifying himself as a soldier using a makeshift radio connection. Jenny, take him.
I don't know how long this channel stays open, so I'm going to be clear. We have no solution. Every assumption we had about stopping a violent human being fails once you apply it to these things.
Are you saying the military has not found a reliable weapon that stops them?
Correct. We've thrown everything available at the problem, and nothing gives us the kind of permanent stop you expect. You can slow them, damage them, scatter them, but the scale is beyond control.
What about trioxin decontamination?
Impossible at this scale. Too many sites, too many exposed people, too much movement. There is no protocol for this. There never was.
Are there safe zones?
I would not promise anybody that a place is safe just because someone labeled it that way an hour ago. Conditions are changing too fast.
Then what should people do?
Stay hidden. Stay separated from exposed individuals. Do not assume a familiar voice means someone is still human. And do not waste your life trying to kill something that has already survived what should have killed it.
Understood.
The noise below us is getting louder.
I can hear something in the stairwell.
So can I.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
They're saying it.
Brains.
They're inside the building.
Then we keep going until we can't.
Michael, after everything we heard tonight, do you think any of them, the people who turned, do you think they know what they are?
I don't know. If you're still hearing us, the station has been compromised. There are things somewhere outside this studio area. Power is unstable. Communications are barely holding in. Jenny and I know exactly what that means. And we've decided we're staying here as long as this microphone works.
We don't know how many people are still listening. Could be thousands. Could be a handful. Doesn't matter anymore. If you can hear us, you're not completely alone yet.
We have one more female caller who has apparently been trying to reach us for a while. I can hear you on an old radio. My phone barely works now, but somehow this call finally connected.
We hear you.
I've been barricaded here for hours. I don't know what's happening outside anymore because I stopped looking. I just keep the radio low and listen to you two talk.
Then keep listening.
I wanted you to know it's the only reason I haven't completely given up. Every time I thought nobody else was left, I heard your voices.
Then whatever happens with this signal, remember there are other people doing exactly what you're doing right now. Hiding, waiting, trying to make it through another hour.
Are you scared?
Yes.
Me too. That doesn't mean you stop. Okay.
Stay quiet. Stay hidden. Hold on.
We have another caller. Male. Whispering. Go ahead.
They're close. I'm hiding in a back room and there are several of them outside.
Keep your voice low. What are they doing? Talking? To you?
No, to each other.
Full sentences. I can hear them pointing things out.
One said somebody might be upstairs. Another told the others to check a different room.
They're planning?
Yes. They're not just making noise, they're searching. One of them said, try the other door. Do not respond to anything they say. Don't move unless staying where you are becomes immediately dangerous. One of them just laughed.
Stay quiet.
They know people hide.
Don't give them anything to follow.
I think they're...
Hello? He's gone.
We just received one final text about someone who had been changing for several hours.
I have it here. He knew me until the end. Right before he changed, he said goodbye. Clearly. He told me he wasn't in pain anymore. Then he stopped being himself. They know.
At least some of them know, until very close to the end.
That may be the worst thing we learned tonight.
Power just dipped again.
Backup struggling.
Keep the board alive.
Trying.
To anybody still listening, anywhere in this city, or anywhere this signal is reaching, listen carefully. Stay away from known trioxin exposure. Do not assume someone is safe because they can speak. Do not assume something is dead because it stopped moving. Do not open your door just because the voice outside sounds scared.
And if you're with people you trust, protect each other. Don't let panic make every stranger your enemy. There are still living people out there who need help, and there are still people trying to help them.
We spent the first hour tonight wondering whether this was a chemical accident. Then we wondered whether people were sick. Then whether the reports of the dead moving were panic. None of those explanations survived what came after.
Something's at the door.
I know.
It just touched the handle.
Keep the microphone open.
Michael.
If this is the last thing you hear from us, do not let tonight convince you that humanity ended just because normal life did. People helped strangers tonight. Doctors stayed with patients. First responders kept going after they understood their training couldn't save them. Families said goodbye while they still could.
And people kept listening.
Yeah, they did.
The handle's moving again.
To everyone out there, survive. Stay smart. Stay together when you safely can. And whatever these things become, don't let fear turn you into something worse before they ever reach you.
If anyone can still hear us, thank you for staying with us.
This is Michael Hale.
Jenny.
Red Zone Radio, New York.
Michael, listen.
I hear it.
Michael.
Stay back.
The signal.
Keep it.